Hello guys, welcome back to another video of part 2 of What If Naruto Was Neglected. First I'm gonna do the recap since, that's the first thing I need to do. So, in part 1, I did a lot of the backstory and caught up to where the original series is gonna start. Naruto, I'm gonna change one thing. Naruto is gonna be the oldest child now, since it does make more sense for him to be the oldest. That's the only change I'm gonna make. So the recap is gonna be that Naruto, runs away and goes to a forest where Kurama trains him. Naruto and Kurama over time become friends. Well, not friends, but they warm up to each other. Naruto goes on, B rank missions and then gets promoted to Jonin at the end of the last episode. The last part. And he is now a Jonin at when the normal series would start. So yeah, I'm gonna start the series from here. So, Naruto was just promoted to Jonin at the age of 12. The reason being that Minato saw that he had tons of potential and needed him to go on higher ranking missions to make it so that way Jonin weren't as stressed out with their missions. So yeah. We're gonna go to when Naruto is in Minato's office, a few months later. This is when the Land of Waves arc would be happening. Oh, and we're gonna switch to Mema and Mito's point of view, and Sasuke, because they're all on a team. They're gonna still be placed on a team with Kakashi, since Minato really trusts Kakashi. And, they're gonna, they're gonna work on, they're gonna graduate the academy around the time that Naruto's promoted to Jonin. So that, shows how lined up it is. And, they graduate the academy and become Genin, while Naruto is a Jonin. Naruto is, a Jonin, who is, and he's gonna do a few missions, a few A rank, and he's gonna be in Minato's office, giving a report, when Menma comes kicking the door down, and demands a higher ranking mission. And so does Sasuke. Sasuke comes in behind him saying an Uchiha elite shouldn't be given these low-ranking missions. But then they're both gonna be quiet as soon as they see Naruto in the room reporting to Minato how he killed the man that he was supposed to kill. And they both look at Naruto and are like, "What are you doing with the tuning vest? Yeah, bastard." And Naruto says that he was just reporting on his mission. And Menma asked what his mission was. He said his mission was just to kill some guy that was, he's gonna kill someone that's similar to Gato. So his mission was to kill someone similar to Gato. But his guards are gonna be much more skilled. They're gonna be ninja. Not just a bunch of normal civilians. And Menma gets pretty pissed at this, because he sees that Naruto is a Jonin, and Kakashi comes in behind Naruto and Sasuke before Menma can say a thing, and smacks them both across the back of the head, saying that they shouldn't barge in to the Hokage's room like that. And they get really mad, because they don't like being told what to do. But, they just be quiet as Kakashi apologizes to Minato about how they've been very disrespectful. And Minato says it's fine. And he says he'll give them a C-rank mission, since he knows the three of them are prodigies. But he decides that he's actually not going to trust, what's his name for this mission? Tazuna. He's not going to trust his description of it. So he's going to tell Naruto that he's going to go with them for assistance, to assist Kakashi in protecting Tazuna. And Naruto says, "Yes, sir." And Minato tells his Anbu to bring in Tazuna, which they do. Tazuna comes walking in and starts making fun of Sasuke, saying that he's Lord of all emus, and he's also gonna make fun of He's gonna make fun of Memma, saying that he looks like a little brat that will get killed on his first mission. And then Mito, he doesn't really notice her because she's like kind of in the corner, I guess. But then his eyes lock on Naruto, who he actually kind of realizes is kind of like, he trusts Naruto. And he says, "Oh, I wish you guys were like that kid who's actually looks trustworthy." And this sends Memma over the edge, who leaps at him. But who leaps at Tazuna, but Kakashi stops him, saying that they shouldn't harm the person they're supposed to protect. So Mito tells them to meet at the front gate in 10 minutes. To gather their things and meet at the front gate in like 10 minutes or so. Or an hour, however long they need. So Naruto and Kakashi both body flicker away, and Memma, Mito, and Sasuke go grab their bags, as Tazuna goes to the gate. Naruto arrives at the gate in 5 minutes before anyone else can arrive. He's going to be eating some ramen while he waits, since he knows Kakashi is going to be late. And Kakashi shows up around 2 hours later. And everyone on Team 7 is mad, but Naruto says, "What did you expect? It's how he is. He always gets lost on the path of life." And Kakashi kind of starts scratching his head like, "Yeah, I do a lot." So they leave the village, and they're gonna walk a little bit. And this is when they see the puddle. Naruto's gonna see the puddle, but he doesn't see any point in jumping in it. Or like blocking it. Or doing it, because he believes these Genings should be able to deal with these guys. So he just keeps on walking. And come out the Demon Brothers. And he realizes that they go for Kakashi, but he sees Kakashi placed like a genjutsu. So they supposedly kill Kakashi, and they swing their attention over to. I'm gonna say they swing their attention over to. They try swinging their attention over to Memma and Sasuke, since they're grouped together. And Memma and Sasuke, I'm not gonna have them react. I'm gonna say that they were talking to each other and weren't keeping their guard up. Naruto, seeing this, has to blitz the both of them, grabbing both of them by their throats and pinning them to a tree while tying them up. They asked them what they were doing, attacking them, and Kakashi comes out after Naruto pins him to a tree and then ties him up. And Kakashi comes out saying, "You guys should have," and starts telling Memma and Sasuke that they need to start paying more attention, that they can't just be talking and letting their guard down, or else they could have been killed. Luckily, Naruto was there. And Memma and Sasuke didn't even realize that Kakashi had supposedly died. That's how little they were paying attention. These are really trying to figure out what Naruto's strength level is. That's what interests them the most right now, since both of them want to be the strongest. So yeah. Now Kakashi goes over to questioning the Demon Brothers with Naruto, and they try not leaking the information, but then Naruto says, "Okay, I'll just kill one of you, then the other will say it." And then they both freak out because they realize one of them will be killed. So they just spill the information that a man named Gato hired them. And he was hiring other rogue ninja to kill the bridge builder as well. So Kakashi realizes this and ends up asking Tazuna if this is actually a C rank mission. Tazuna says no. I'm tired. Tazuna says no and spills that it's probably a B or A rank mission, depending on who Tazuna sends. But Kakashi says he's not going to be as lenient and ask the team, because he knows that Naruto's skilled since he's been promoted to Jonin, and he's seen his skill in action. He's a low Jonin, so he's like, "Oh well, we can just go on this mission since we have 2 Jonin. And 3 Genin will be pretty useless." So yeah, they're going to continue walking, and this is when Naruto and Kakashi simultaneously will yell, "Duck." And Memma, Mito, and Sasuke will kind of wonder what they're yelling duck at. So Naruto will have to like kick them all over while ducking for himself. So that way they're safe. And then the sword goes flying over their heads. And there comes out Zabuza. And Zabuza says, "Nice to meet you, Kakashi of the Sharingan." And this shocks, Sasuke, and Mema, and Mito. Since they never knew Kakashi had a Sharingan. Since Kakashi never really liked to train them, since he really only saw them as spoiled brats that didn't know how to use teamwork. But obviously he kept that to himself. But yeah, Kakashi is gonna say to Naruto that he'll handle this for right now, and that Naruto should just protect the Genin in the bridge builder. And Naruto says Naruto says he can just play support, actually. They'll play support to help Kakashi, like in the background. Maybe like fire off jutsus at Zabuza and stuff, not let him reset it all. Kakashi says yeah, that works. And Naruto says he'll leave a shadow clone behind to protect the Genin and Tazuna. Since they'll be able to do it, his shadow clone will be able to hold off Zabuza for long enough, so that way they can blitz him and get back to, the Genin and Tazuna. And Mema starts saying, "Don't underestimate me," and Kakashi says that Zabuza is a S-rank missing rogue ninja, so that they should not get involved. Or would he be? He'd be S-rank since he was in the 7 Deadly Swordsmen of the Mist. Yeah. So then Kakashi's gonna blitz Zabuza, with Naruto staying back and waiting for the opportunity to blitz Zabuza. And their fight's gonna go kinda similar until Zabuza gets Kakashi in a water prison jutsu. Because Naruto's just gonna be firing off jutsus to play support. And Naruto tells the team to stay back and not to move at all. That they just need to sit back and guard Zabuza. So they form kind of like a formation around him, like form a triangle around him, with each of you covering a side. And don't forget to check above. And Naruto then blitzes at Zabuza, and they engage in a quick battle, which Mema kind of loses focus on Tazuna and starts watching the battle. So then, Naruto and Zabuza's clone get into a quick battle, which Naruto defeats pretty easily and then moves on to the real Zabuza. He decides to get a shuriken out and put some wind chakra on it, making it longer, and then throws it at Zabuza. Zabuza jumps over it, but then realizes that it was a clone, and then out comes Naruto. I'm gonna have Naruto come out instead, since Mema, Mito, and Sasuke won't work together with him. They won't use teamwork with him. And Naruto blitzes Zabuza, and Zabuza has to move his arm, so he has to body flicker away, freeing Kakashi. And after Kakashi, seeing this, realizes that him and Naruto can easily beat Zabuza. So they just begin to bully Zabuza, and Zabuza ends up Haku ends up saving Zabuza in the nick of time from Naruto and Kakashi killing him. And he says that he's a mistracking ninja, and he will take care of Zabuza. And Naruto, realizing it, since he does know a bit about the Anbu, and may go in it at some point, points out that isn't he supposed to dispose of the body here? And also that he threw his Senbon in the wrong location. And Zabuza says that Haku says that it's that he's not actually supposed to kill him right now, since he's not actually supposed to kill him right now. He's gonna make up a lie, that they want him back in the mist, since there is a new Kazekage. I'm just gonna say there's a new Kazekage right now. And, Mai already took over, so there's a new Kazekage. And, yeah. So, yeah. And, now. So he takes Zabuza's body, which Naruto was kind of reluctant to do, but knowing that this person would probably be skilled, and knowing that him and Kakashi have used up most of their chakra, know that it's better to let them go, and then wait for another day to fight them both off, when they're both at, max power, you could say. And yeah. So now they're gonna take Tazuna back. Tazuna's gonna let them come in his house for protecting him, and they end up resting. Kakashi and Naruto both fall asleep because they are both tired. Naruto isn't as tired as Kakashi. He just wants to take a quick nap. And when he wakes up and he goes out, he gets bombarded by Mema, Mito, and Sasuke asking him how he got so strong in such a short amount of time. And Naruto just rubs it off and says he works hard. And this pisses them off since they wanted an actual answer from him. So they ask for a real reason, and Naruto says that he trains a lot and he doesn't really ever give up. And that's like his biggest strength. So they ask him what's something that they should learn. Since they actually want to learn from Naruto, not in like a nice way, they just want to steal all his tricks and stuff. And Kakashi wakes up hearing the commotion and says they should learn chakra control. Naruto says, yeah, that's probably good for them to learn, so that way they can learn more new jutsu. And Naruto says that he'll teach him chakra control. That him and Kakashi will help teach him chakra control. And Kakashi says, okay. And they go out to the forest, and they're gonna do tree walking first. Mema and Mito will get down pretty easily, and Sasuke will get down like 30 minutes after them. So yeah, they do get it done quicker, but that's just because they're so much more determined. And then Naruto says we should teach him water walking. Since Kakashi's crutch won't really work, well, Kakashi decides to let Naruto show him how to do water walking. Naruto tells them that they just need to put chakra in their feet, kind of like tree walking, and then just walk across it. And they try doing this, but this one is much harder for them. And once the sun begins to set, all of them head home, but Naruto says that he's going to stay there and train a little bit. And they're surprised by this, and Naruto doesn't seem like the person to train all night. And he says don't worry about him. If there's a commotion going on, he'll probably see it, or hear it, or sense it, and he'll sense Zabuza's chakra, so he'll head back. Kakashi says okay. Naruto begins to work on some jutsus of his. He's gonna work on the water dragon jutsu, trying to get that better. He's gonna work on his Gale Palm jutsu, trying to make it stronger, because he thinks it's a very good jutsu that he can use at some point, but he doesn't know how he can implement. Like, he wants to make it stronger so that way it will work against stronger opponents. And he's also gonna work on, I'm gonna give him Fire Style Majestic Destroyer. He's gonna work on that, since Madara did use it, so I'm gonna say that the Nine-Tails saw Madara used it and remembered the hand sign. So Naruto's gonna get that jutsu as well. And he's gonna work on those all throughout the night. And he'll actually end up falling asleep in the forest. And this is when Haku will wake him up. And Haku will say like, hello, it's not safe to like sleep in the forest or anything. And Naruto says he knows, but he didn't really feel, but he can sense chakra and he doesn't feel much harm from Haku, so he didn't wake up. And Haku says, oh, so you must be pretty skilled at, you must be a pretty skilled ninja. And Naruto says, you could say that. He's kind of humble, since he doesn't really like bragging a lot, unless it's Mema Mito, because he doesn't like them at all. But he's also can be arrogant. So, he's not being arrogant right now since he wants to know who this person is. But then the person who is Haku asks, what, do you have a person that you want to protect? And Naruto says that, the person he wants to protect, the thing he wants to protect isn't really, a person. It's like, a friend that he has that's a different species. That's an animal friend. And this surprises Haku, since he didn't really suspect this, and he's kind of confused. But, Naruto says that, he wants to protect, a fox that he knows. And Haku says, why don't you want to protect any humans? And Naruto begins to explain how, like, his family neglected him, and that this fox taught him a lot of things. And this, Haku kind of has Haku begins to think and realizes that Naruto is the Nine-Tailed Jinchuriki. And Haku's like, oh shit, we picked a fight with him? Oh. So yeah, Kurama says not to leak this, and Naruto knows that Haku is the masked person. But he knows that Haku is doing this because he owes Zabuza, like, a favor in a way. So he asks Haku who he wants to protect, and he says it's the person that took him in after his family was killed. And Naruto says, "Aw, man, that's unfortunate that your family was killed." And Haku says, "Yeah, it is." Yeah. So Naruto and Haku are gonna go their separate ways. And Naruto reports back to Kakashi that he met the masked person that Zabuza was working with. And Kakashi asked why he didn't kill him, and Naruto said that he just wanted to talk with him, and yeah. And Kakashi says, oh well. Yeah. So then Naruto is gonna see Naruto's gonna look around for No, Naruto and Kakashi are gonna go to the bridge with Team 7, but Naruto, being smarter in this timeline, is gonna leave a shadow clone at the home to make sure that the family is safe, since he knows this will be like the final battle between them. And when the bandits come and attack him, Naruto will take out the bandits, and the little boy will kind of have his faith restored. The heroes do exist. You know, I forget what that kid's name is, but I can't remember, but I remember them. But yeah, those people. That faith, like the heroes still exist. And Naruto will then disband the shadow clones, saying that they should be safe now, and to go inside the house and lock all the doors and such. And if there's any problems, run to the bridge as fast as they can. And he says that he also tells them that Gato will probably attack them at the bridge today, and there'll be a final, kind of battle. It'll be, the end of this, and if they win, the bridge will be built. And he says they'll win. So, yeah. This is when the little boy goes around gathering all the civilians, saying that they're gonna fight against Gato. And, yeah. Now, Gato, they're gonna be working on the bridge. Naruto's gonna help with his shadow clones and such. And yeah, here comes a mist comes in, and Naruto says that it's Zabuza and Haku. So he tells everyone to gather around the bridge builder Tazuna. And yeah, Kakashi and Naruto kind of sit in the front waiting for someone to fight, and Haku comes with the mask on, and Naruto fights Haku. So yeah, in the fight against Haku, Naruto's actually going to be able to compete without the Nine-Tails Chakra. And this will be a very close fight. They'll be pretty evenly matched, until Naruto begins to access some of the Nine-Tails Chakra, and then he begins to obliterate Haku. But he's not killing Haku, he's just kind of dealing with Haku slowly. He's kind of... Yeah, he's just kind of trying to knock out Haku. Because he doesn't want to kill Haku, since he knows the events that happened in the Mist Village. And he feels bad for Haku having to go through all that. So Naruto doesn't try to kill Haku. But then he knocks Haku out of the ice crystal, and Haku, seeing that Kakashi's about to kill Zabuza, jumps in his way before Naruto can try and reason with him. And Zabuza looks down and says, after Haku's dead, says, "You finally knew your worth." And this pisses off Naruto, because he says that Haku wanted to protect Zabuza, and Zabuza should have wanted to do the same. And this is when Zabuza kind of realizes that the kid's right, And this is when Gato arrives and starts disrespecting Haku's body, which infuriates Zabuza, who charges at him like in the original and kills Gato. And this is when the civilians arrive, with Zabuza dying next to Haku, Naruto telling him that he'll make sure he buries him and he'll visit every once in a while. And yeah, that's gonna be basically the end of the Land of Waves arc. Yeah, kind of the end of it, but not really. So yeah, now they're gonna finish up the bridge, and all Gato's men are either in prison or dead. So now they're gonna finish the bridge, and it's still gonna be named the Great Naruto Bridge, because Tazuno was really inspired on how Naruto talked to Zabuza, and this really pisses off Memma, because he doesn't want Naruto to start getting recognition. And Naruto's kind of starting to build a name for himself as the kid who's already a Jonin, and helped to beat Zabuza, and helped fight, and help Kakashi of the Sharingan beat Zabuza. So his reputation kind of starts to spread. But it's nowhere near Kakashi level yet. But no one really knows that Naruto has the Nine-Tails Fox. Everyone thinks it's Memma and Mito. So Naruto's kind of safe from the Akatsuki. For now. And Kurama tells him that he should probably keep the Nine-Tails a secret for now, and just say that he would steal scrolls and how he got so good. Yeah. Or would get scrolls from a library. And Naruto says yeah, because Kurama has heard from the other Biju that there is a group that they've been hearing about from the shadow. Kurama's going to be much more outgoing in this timeline, since he understands Naruto, and Naruto kind of restored his hope. So yeah, Kurama's going to ask them, and they're going to say that they heard of a group called the Akatsuki, and they may be coming after the tailed beast, is what they think. So Kurama tells Naruto to hide his chakra, that he has the Nine-Tails chakra, since if the Akatsuki gets Memma and Mito, the Ten-Tails will be resurrected, but not at full strength. So yeah. They make it, Team 7 and Naruto make it back in time, and this is when the tuning exams are gonna start. Kakashi's a bit more hesitant this time to have Team 7 participate, since he knows they didn't do much on that last mission. They were kind of useless. They were kind of all Sakura. But Nema and Sasuke convince him to let them join, and he submits them. Now, when they have the confrontation with Gaara, Naruto's gonna be the one who shows up. And he tells him to put down Konohamaru, and Kankuro says what he'll do. And Naruto blitzes behind Kankuro and says he'll slit his neck if he doesn't. And Kankuro begins to start shivering, like he has a shiver down his spine and starts sweating a lot. And Naruto noticed this and says that he's probably having flashbacks to someone else who did this to him. And that's when Gaara shows up and kind of starts smiling and asks Naruto, will he be in the tuning exams? And Naruto said he won't waste his time with getting trash, that the tuning exams would just be a waste of time for him, and that he's already a Jonin. And this catches Gaara's attention, since he really wants to fight Naruto now. He sees he can kill people, and he also is already a high-ranking ninja. So Gaara says that they should fight someday, and Naruto says sure. And Naruto realizes with Kurama's help that Shukaku is very poorly sealed. So Naruto asks Kurama to teach him a sealing jutsu to reseal Shukaku for this boy. And Kurama says yeah. And so they begin to work on a sealing jutsu. This is just going to be some random sealing jutsu. It's pretty good. It's going to be actually an Uzumaki sealing jutsu. That's really good, but it uses up a lot of chakra. So Naruto's going to have to get it in at some point. He begins to think to himself on why would they have a poorly sealed Jinchuriki in the Leaf Village. Naruto begins to put two and two together and thinks that they may be planning an attack. So he decides to look around in the tuning exams, begins to ask Anko if he can kind of help supervise during the Forest of Death. And Haku says sure that any help will be helpful, and since he knows some of the people, it'll be helpful since he's pretty quick and stuff like that. Naruto says thank you, so he's gonna help with the tuning exams. So Naruto basically is gonna well, he's gonna be like one of the supervisors that they have. So he'll be in the room with like the Hokage, Anko, and such. Since he is, I'm gonna have him not be in the Anbu right now, but he's like Anbu. He's kind of like in the Anbu, but not. Everyone knows that he could be in the Anbu, but the Anbu hasn't added him since he's so young still. But yeah, he will be in the Anbu at some point. But yeah, Naruto, and after the first test ends, Menma and Mito and Sasuke are all gonna pass, but not very well. They're still, Menma, Mito, and Sasuke, they are prodigies. They're just not Naruto's level of a prodigy. Because they have learned some high-ranking jutsus. Because even if we count that start of the series Naruto, that Naruto was a prodigy, technically. Naruto in canon is a prodigy, so these guys, Menma, Mito, and Sasuke, they're all prodigies. Since Naruto did learn a lot of high-ranking jutsus as a child. And he developed an S-rank jutsu that would destroy opponents' cells, that would destroy opponents down to the cellular level at the age of 16. That even the 4th Hokage couldn't do. So yeah, Naruto is gonna, Menma, Mito, and Sasuke, they all are prodigies, but not a high-level prodigy. And Rock Lee doesn't really take an interest to Sasuke. He takes an interest to Naruto. But since Naruto's not there, Rock Lee doesn't challenge anyone. Which means Team 7 gets in really easily. They do the test, and Anko tells them to meet her at the Forest of Death. And Team 7 gets really mad when they see Naruto is there as a proctor. And he says that he as like an assistant to help supervise them. And he told the 4th Hokage that he thinks that the sand that Gaara needs to have his seal fixed since he is a Jinchuriki and his tail beast is not very well sealed. The 4th Hokage asks how Naruto knows. And Naruto says just by sensing his chakra, he can sense a lot of tail beast chakra, and he doesn't seem like a person that would be friends with their tail beast, so he thinks that the tail beast is really badly sealed. So Mito says he'll think about it, and if anything starts happening, a sealing team will go out there and they'll start sealing. And yeah. So yeah. Now Naruto is gonna so the Force of Death is gonna start, and I'm gonna leave off where we started the Force of Death, since I don't want to make this video too long, and also I kind of want to add a bit more detail into the Force of Death. So yeah, we're gonna stop here at the Force of Death. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. I would like to thank everyone for all the support that my channel has gained, and I'm really happy that you guys like this what if, and yeah, thank you. Make sure to subscribe if you like my what ifs, and I'll try and post part 3 tomorrow.